the rope. Take that rope, pull tight, pull tight. Over the gate. Leave it on him. Leave it on him. He'll fall off. Make sure he's not too...
I don't want to keep him. My wife says, yeah, it's time to get rid of him. If you got a guy that wants to buy him, you better sell him.
I'm like, I can see why. Hi, buddy. You okay? You want to stop and get your package? Bye, I love you. Mwah.
Okay, this is another prime example of me learning the hard way. But no matter how you do it, the fallow deer are just wild. Everybody I've talked to about them that was willing to share information with me anyway, said the same thing. Do you have a good way to load and unload these animals? Because they can be a little bit wild. A lot of these guys that are serious about it, they have squeeze chutes and they have alleys that they run the deer into. And I don't know that we're ever going to be that serious about it, but if I ever have to move these deer again, it'll be too soon. So I've got to figure out a better way to do this. I'll probably back the horse trailer in there at some point and start feeding the deer out of the back of the horse trailer like we used to do with horses, just to get them acclimated to that horse trailer. Thank goodness I had a whole bunch of help. Colton, Cheyenne, Christian, Rhett, Cedar, and the kids showed up, and Craig, and we managed to get it done. Colton managed to get a loop over that deer, and once he got a loop on that deer, I basically just had to show him how to get into the horse trailer. He wasn't really fighting me that hard. But the moral of the story is I have to figure out a better way to do this. Otherwise, these deer are never going to leave my place alive anyway. So we got to get them up to the house and get them unloaded. One of the state inspectors recently asked me why I would do all of the things that I had to do just to have fallow deer. After spending the 3 days that it took to catch the fallow deer and haul him up here to our place, now I think I understand her question a little bit better. Had I known how hard it was going to be, maybe I'd have reconsidered. At the same time, I've been trying to decide what to do with this old sauna. I never liked it as a sauna because it never quite got hot enough, and I had the thought that there might be a better use for this somewhere else on the property. Yo.
They're so cool.
Right?
They were eating the chicken feed out of my hand. Their speckled one was so nice. Okay.
Yeah, he's the nicest one out of all of them.
And he's a buck, which is surprising too.
Yeah.
So now I'm gonna get chicken feed because I was just out feeding the chickens, and he'll eat the deer will eat the chicken feed out of your hand. We got the deer right here, and then he just eats out of your hand. This is the nicest one, and they're all bucks. You see the other two over there, and he's super nice. It's so cool. They're fallow deer, by the way. Those other two, there's a dark one and the light one, but this is the speckled one, and that's the nicest one. Yeah, it's so cool.
Okay, don't give him too much. I don't know if that's good for him because he let you scratch his head.
Yeah.
How cool is that?
So cool.
How crazy is that? Yeah. I think we could probably get him to where, if we keep bringing apples and stuff out here, I bet we can get him to where he's our best buddy.
Yeah.
It's those two crazies over there that are.
I'm just afraid of his antlers.
He won't. I don't think he won't do anything. He doesn't seem to be anywhere near as aggressive. He's the oldest.
Of 7-year-old.
He's kind of like me. He's a little worn out. That's cool, buddy. Yeah. Callie's gonna be jealous. Huh? Are you gonna get a? I ate one of the legs. Are you gonna eat the other leg? That's about as real as it gets. That's about.
They're so sweet.
That's a good carrot. Thanks, buddy.
Yeah.
That's nice of you. After the sauna made it through the hard winter we had, I've decided to turn it into a new shelter for the deer. At the moment, the fallow deer love sitting up under the maple trees. But at some point we're going to have some bad weather that they're going to need to get out of. And the old sauna should provide that just fine. It feels like that at any moment we could wake up and find a couple of feet of snow on the ground. But Mother Nature's hanging on, so I'm going to keep working outside. After watching the sauna survive the extreme weight of last year's winter combined with the mudslide that came off the hill, I figured there has to be some place I can use this around the property. And just as the sun went down, I managed to get the sauna finished up and moved over to the small deer pen. Cedar's been helping me. We were able to get the sauna into this little small pen, but the ground's not quite frozen. And at the moment, that's as far as I want to move it. So the deer have now been here for about 3 days. This morning, Cedar and I had 2 of them eating out of our hands. And hopefully with a little bit more time, they'll get more acclimated and more friendly. It seems like that's happening. They're nowhere near as jumpy. It's actually been a lot of fun out here this morning. They love alfalfa, that's for sure.
They're not liking the grass hay, so we threw them a bale of alfalfa, and then we put the grass hay in the sauna. I call it a sauna / shelter for them.
Formerly known as a sauna.
Yeah.
The deer shelter. We just took the grass hay. They don't like that grass hay. They want alfalfa. I have 20 bales of grass hay and about 100 bales of alfalfa, so they should be good that way. Anytime one of us walks outside with anything in our hands, as long as the dogs aren't too close by, they're still trying to get used to the dogs, and we're trying to teach the dogs not to be aggressive towards the deer.
Give them some apples. They love that.
Yeah, the old guy will eat apples right out of our hand.
Yeah, no problem.
I think in another couple of weeks, I think we'll have all of them comfortably eating out of our hands. And if they stop being so ruddy, they should stop beating each other up. And at some point, they should all just kind of calm down a little bit. But they're not jumping and running. They're not doing any of that stuff they were doing the other day, thank goodness.
You got to figure out some names for them.
Yeah, we got to get some names. The old guy didn't. That's not going to work. We got to come up with a real name for him. It's exciting. We got to get some does, though. The ratio of bucks that we have is kind of fruitless. We need to get some does in the mix, obviously.
Yeah.
But it's exciting. They're going to tear up this. I can tell that the only way I'm ever going to get grass growing out here in this front pasture is if I get them off this pasture, which means I'll have to build something up on the hill. But anyway,
Which is good. Let them roam around. They're going to want some. That's what
I want to do at some point. But anyway.
Okay.
First snow of the season.
We're not quite acclimated for the snow yet.
No.
It's
Cedar's
freezing.
hands are cold. My feet are killing me. Let's go inside. Be nice. Stop it. They're slowly getting used to me. Every time I get out here and get near them, I try to give them a little handful of grain or something like that. So every time I'm around, they know it's a good thing and nothing to be concerned about. Since the weather's hanging on, I need to get one more gate installed. When I was building the other gates for the deer pen, I built one big gate that I thought we would install closer to the shop, giving us access from both sides. And because the weather's hanging on, I've decided to make that one big gate into 2. I found that using propane when I have to burn trash, it makes it burn much hotter and much faster. And I installed the bobtail propane tank in a way where I can refill any small cylinders that we use around here. It would be ideal if I didn't have to use propane or if we didn't even have to burn our trash. But I would still argue that it's more efficient for me to handle my trash here than it is to put it in a big diesel truck and let it get hauled to a landfill where it would be buried. So when I have to burn trash, I want it to burn clean and burn hot, and propane helps with this. In my late teens, after watching a documentary about Dick Prinicky, I was introduced to the idea of living completely off-grid. And in his case, he lived in a one-room cabin with no running water, no plumbing of any kind, initially an open fire which he would later turn into a wood stove, but he lived as close to the land as he could in that situation. As soon as I figured out that we would also have to live completely off-grid up here at Red Poppy Ranch, my objective was the polar opposite of Dick Prinicky's. I wanted to have all the amenities that we had in town, because I knew if my wife and my kids suffered any more than they had to, that might limit how long we get to do this. So after going through a few hard winters up here at Red Poppy Ranch, we know how to suffer, but we also know how to be comfortable. Now that the gates are in, I need to get another shelter built for the deer. Again, here's another example where petroleum-based products make my life just a little bit easier while I'm drilling the holes for the pressure-treated posts for the new deer shelter. Rather than spending thousands of dollars on a heavy-duty livestock shelter, I'm going to set mine in the ground using some pressure-treated posts, and I'm going to spend a few $100s and build something equally as good. And the shelter will protect the deer from some of the crazy weather that we get around here. Okay, I got the two fence panels adjusted to where they open and close without any issues. Tomorrow I'm going to get that second shelter finished up. We've got some weather coming in. The deer still have the other shelter they can use, but I would ideally like them to use this one. So I got to pick up some materials, and hopefully it doesn't snow too much tonight and get that shelter finished up. Happy Thanksgiving. So as much as I would like to go live like Dick Prinicky did in a one-room cabin with nothing but a wood stove and a few hand tools, I would rather keep doing what I'm doing with my wife and kids. And with time, we will get better and better at the sport of living off-grid. And even as dependent as we are on things like propane, our place can still survive without it. But I hope I never have to try. It's not even fair to use the word suffering when I talk about the things that we do around here. There are lots of people truly suffering out there in the world right now. And as a father, I am deeply saddened by unnecessary suffering, especially when it comes to children. So in spite of all the evil and the chaos in the world, I'm going to continue to do what I need to do to move the needle here at our home and protect the things and the people that mean the most to me. And then I'm going to continue to pray for those that are suffering. And I'm going to continue to donate to causes that are doing everything they can to prevent this kind of suffering and to push back against this evil. Then I'm going to continue to have faith, but I'm also going to continue to do my part. Little stuff, this size or bigger, just go right into the back of the Ranger. Let's get a heave and load in the Ranger, and then we'll all go there and stack it. Anything that needs to be split, set right here. Just stay on this side and split it. Right, toss it in the Ranger. Right here helps me. So without myself, I can easily find it. By the way, we do not use propane to heat our house. This is the one place where I prefer to be the fuel that keeps me and my family warm at night.
A little bit more to the left. A little bit more to the left. Slow. Go, go, go. He didn't even panic right there. He did an amazing job.
This is about what a week's worth of firewood that keeps our home at 70 degrees looks like. For as long as I am physically able to do what is required to keep my family warm on the coldest days in the middle of an Idaho winter, and I will do this using my back and the hardwood maple from our property. From our family to yours, happy Thanksgiving, and we'll see you in a week.